Welcome to a special episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer. As you can see, I am in my home office, so I have all the weird noises going on behind me, like somebody opens an exterior door and all of a sudden my office door just shut. Yeah, good times on that. So why am I in my office with my wall of music behind me? That is, quite a few CDs there to listen to, and as you can see as I pan over, there is a ladder there. I do actually need the ladder to reach the top CDs because it goes 9 feet in the air. This is what I call my temporary solution until I get a carpenter in to actually build me a very badass setup of built-in shelves with rolling shelves in front of it for more music, because over here there is even more music that still needs to make the shelves, and the office door is shut, but outside the office there's boxes of about another 500 that need to make shelves as well. So this is just temporary, but anyway, I'm digressing. I could talk about music forever and a day. So I'm recording today from the home studio because, well, I procrastinated and didn't set up time to get into the studio to record a bunch of episodes. And I didn't want to do the next batch of them really half-ass style. I've got some guests that I want to get in. I want to make sure that they all have ample notice. So we're going to do recordings of them next week. In the studio, I've already got 3, possibly 4 guests lined up for that. We will also be having my wife be guesting on a few of the episodes as well. So that'll be back to normal. And I got some cool things planned with the guest. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be some pretty cool podcasts. We're going to be all over the map as usual because, hey, it's my podcast. As you can see, we're closing in on episode 100. And if you have actually listened to the first episodes, like I'd say episode 30, maybe 20, 25 and before, I apologize. We've grown a lot since then. I think that we've improved the show. We aren't as overproduced as we once were. We're a little bit more raw. We just let the ums or ers and the ahs stay. Just be natural with it. It's funny. If you go back and listen to the early episodes, it sounds like I'm a robot because I did a lot of editing on them. Initially, when I started, I did the editing of every single episode, and then I would send it to somebody else to add the bumper music on the front and the back, because I still to this day don't know how to do it. I still have somebody else do it. Now you've seen that I've even changed that. The music's not the same or anything. The original music was music that I purchased off of, let's see, what site was it? It was Audio Jungle. And then they started giving me pushback on it. Even though I bought the rights to it, they gave me pushback and said that they had copyright on it. It was really messing with anything I was posting online that had that music on it. So, oh geez, how many episodes were we in? Probably around episode 30 something to, it could be up to 50 something. Somewhere in there, I had somebody cut me an original score of music. I wanted something in the vein of Camelot, so I had somebody write me an original piece. The bumper music that you hear is not just that 15 seconds on the front, the 15-second different one on the back. That piece is actually close to 4 minutes long. It is an original score. I had somebody design that for me, so that's a change from the beginning. Another change is that the editing. I don't do any of the editing anymore. I have your media guy do it for me now. And your media guy will bounce the sound out on it. They'll cut the reels off of it, all that fun stuff for me. So it's nice that I have that, because I'll tell you what, in the beginning, if I did a podcast that was, say, 12 minutes long, it would take me somewhere around 3 to 4 hours to do the editing on that. It's just insane, because I was getting to where I was taking out any breath of air in the whole thing, any any anytime I'd say something like that, I'd take out one of the that's. So I'd be removing all that stuff. And I finally got to the point to where it was episode 34, where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'd rather send it out, have somebody just put bumper front and back, make it more like what I am. Hey, if I screw up, I screw up. Done is better than perfect. So I think that that's what we should talk about today. I've had a lot of podcasts lately to where you've seen me guesting on other podcasts. In fact, one of them happened to be on Dakota's. That was episode 95 of Your Media Guy. On that one, what we talked about is social media content. Take a drink. And one problem that I see, not just in my business, because I'm in real estate, but in multiple businesses out there, is the procrastination to the point to where you're just not posting at all. You're not putting any kind of content up because you're trying to make something that's perfect. Perfect is not necessary from the standpoint of, if you're waiting on perfect, nobody's ever going to know about you. So what you want to do is get the stuff out, understand that it may be sloppy initially, it may be uncomfortable. You may come across to where somebody's watching you and they're uncomfortable watching you. Go back and listen to original early podcasts, early video vlogs of any creative person out there. I like to give the example of the Andy Frisillas and the Ed Milet's, and go back to their early episodes. And what you see is that there's a huge difference between the episodes they put out in, say, 2017, 2018 to now when I'm recording this in 2023. They've grown along the way. Just like in only 90 some episodes, I feel that I've grown. And I feel that I'll look back 50 episodes from now, 100 episodes from now and go, gosh, I was pretty bad back then. I can't believe that I said that. I can't believe that I was, doing like this, taking a drink and being okay with the pauses and stuff. You got to be okay with just being who you are. I know that when I originally started, you probably noticed a big shift from early stuff that I was recording to now, as far as just cursing. Something simple as cursing is I still do, just not as much. Like the first few episodes, well, probably because one of the very first episodes, I think I talked about don't be an asshole. So of course that had a lot of it. But outside that, there was episode 2 as well, the 30-minute whine. Okay, all right. Well, anyway, some of those it was necessary. But there are other times to where you just look at it and you go, well, who am I trying to be? Am I trying to be Andy Frisella? Am I trying to be Gary Vaynerchuk? Am I trying to be someone else that's how they talk? Or should I just be myself? And I can go the other extreme way as well and go, well, I'm not Darren Hardy and I'm not that polished as Darren Hardy, but that's also not my personality either. So I have to be okay to not try to swing too far to one pendulum or the other. So what I would say is that just start putting content out, whatever it is, and just also keep it in your portfolio long term, because you're going to look back on some of it and you're going to laugh down the line. And that's okay. Because like I said, I'll digress, because I always digress. I was posting old videos of mine on YouTube the other day, and they were marked as private instead of public because years ago I just put them in wrong. And I started just hitting them all to public and then adding the commentary about what they were and everything. But it's funny, when I was listening to them, some of them were quite cringeworthy to where how I am now when I'm talking about a listing or whatever, and how now they come across so much polish because it is my industry. I'm very comfortable about talking, hey, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the Tatum Ranch neighborhood, and this is where it is, and this is what this is, and hey, here's a pool, and blah, blah. So I'm very comfortable with all that now. But you listen to it back then, and even those, very robotic on the listing videos describing the properties. And now you come and look at my videos, and they're me. They're the personality that, like, if you met me at a listing presentation, you met me at a buyer presentation, you'd be able to go, that's the same guy that's on the video. What I want to say as far as when you're making content now, just make it, just get it out. At some point, it will click with you, and you will get to where you'll have your voice showing up on the video, on the audio, on the whatever you're recording for content. Your voice will come through, but you have to get to where you do enough content for your voice to finally find its way out. Okay, so done is better than perfect. I can't tell you how many different people I've talked about this with in any industry. I remember somebody the other day was talking about how to figure out their bumper music for their podcast, what they're going to talk about, their different guests that they're going to have on. And they were, they were overanalyzing the whole thing. And I told them, I said, just do it. Because here's the thing. When you first start doing that podcast, like I was so excited to see that 1 or 2 people watched my podcast after the first week. And I'm like, cool, but now obviously I'd be disappointed if it's only 1 or 2 people. But I remember then going, oh, okay, well, there's not a huge enough audience at this point. I need to grow. I just need to keep getting better, keep doing these, keep putting these out. And eventually it'll get to where the audience is bigger because the product's bigger, everything else. But I got to get to where I'm okay just recording it, getting the content out there, just leaving it up. I see a lot of people that will delete old content. I think that that's counterproductive. I think it's a good reminder, like I had with my YouTube videos the other day, that it's a good reminder to be able to go back and see how far you've come. And it was really cool seeing some of these videos that were set on private from like 2017, 2018, and I clicked them to active, and I'm like, man, I'm so much better at my craft now than I am then. And the reason is because I kept doing these videos. Because I remember going to those video shoots early on and just freaking out, getting all nervous, everything else. And my clients now, when they see me roll up and start doing them, they're like, you're so comfortable on camera. And I am, but it's only from years and years of doing them. It's from hundreds and hundreds of videos that I've shot over the years that I just got comfortable with it. I got comfortable sharing my voice and stop coming across as this button-up tie guy. I mean, you see me in a dress shirt, I'm probably jumping in a pool, because I only dress up to jump in a pool. All right. So definitely it's come a long ways as far as that's concerned. So you got content that you want to put out, quit overanalyzing it. Just do it. Just get it out there. Done is better than perfect. That's it for this episode. I think we got it covered. We'll go on to another topic. All right. So hit the swag shop on your way out. dadsruleswag.com. I actually remembered it. And if you like the show, well, hit the like button, review, comment, leave feedback, smoke signals, reach out to me, give me feedback. I'm okay with it. Also, let me know if you know anybody that would be, See, well, we'll leave that in too. Let me know if you know anybody that would be a great guest on the show. I'm always looking for new people that would add value to our community out there. Until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know that you all can be.